My job description was referee. Now I know why they put me in the middle of you two.
15 love.
Fooled him then. Sampras was looking for the forehand.
Seven, as we said, for Sampras. Edberg's got 4. Need to understand that for Stefan Edberg, he serves in order to set up the first volley. Sampras serves for the aces, or the unreturnable return. Game point. Edberg is still very much alive in this match, and he is playing very well now. We're on serve in the second set. Edberg leading at 3-2 now. And when we opened the show, Vitas Gerulaitis showed you what he thought the serve direction was going to be here for Pete Sampras' serve. Let's check and see. 45 he thought was going to go to the forehand side, then 30 to the middle, 25 to the backhand side. Let's see how things actually have turned out so far in the match. 35, 50. So he served more into the backhand side than you thought.
But he started off the match serving out wide, which really started to set up opening up that one down the middle. And I'm not going to argue with a guy that serves like that, Fred.
No, he can serve anywhere when he's doing.
There's the wide one to the forehand again. Remember, these are just first serves that we're tracking. Now, your prediction for the ad court looked like this, Vitas. Kind of even is what you thought it was going to be.
Into the bottommost, but I did end my sentence there saying that if the numbers would change, it would go down the middle. So I'm going to have to talk to Pete about this later on.
7.
Well, one thing tells me he certainly doesn't like to serve into the body on the ad court.
His favourite serve on that ad court has always been pretty much down the tee, down the middle, because it swings away from his opponent. He gets a better look at it.
I've got to add to that the fact that most people think that Edberg's got more vulnerable on the forehand.
Oh, sure, exactly. Double fault now.
15 all.
4th, I believe. Stage in the match where Sampras sometimes loses concentration for a few points, and it's going to be pretty boring with the fact that he's just teeing off on serve. He hasn't been threatened on serve except in that one long game where Edberg had opportunities.
The duel. And a second serve, so watch Edberg try to get into the net. Not that easy against Sampras. Yes, big return of the forehand. Waved his magic wand at that one, and he's got another break point.
Edberg deciding that he has to take a few more risks, and you're saying to Vitas, when you relax a little, that's a very short second serve. Edberg decides to swing away at it, and he had a break point on the last service game from Sampras, but Sampras got the first serve in. He's missed a bunch of first serves in this game.
Back. He kept him back with a deep forehand. Sampras flew his forehand, and there is the first break of the second set. It goes to Edberg.
That's it. Just a little bit of a lapse in concentration. That game, he only got, I think, 2 first serves in 6 points, and missed that wild forehand. That's the biggest error he's made on the forehand in this match so far. So this is still a very, very tough match, tight match. Why shouldn't it be?
Thank you.
Really starting to look a lot more relaxed than he did in the first set, and you could just tell by his rhythm and timing on the first serve that he's a little smoother, a little more relaxed, and just finishing the points off a lot more crisply.
Check in a moment here after this point how Vidas did in judging Edberg's serve direction.
Had a little trouble with Sampras serve because I just can't fathom a guy hitting a serve 128 miles per hour. I certainly couldn't. Just wide.
It's wide, 30 love. Let's take a look, Vidas, what you thought would happen when Edberg was serving to the deuce court. Pretty even, although you thought a lot.
I felt it'd be a little bit more to the body.
What in fact has happened so far? Pretty close. Pretty close. He's mixed them up very well.
As Fred earlier pointed out, his best serve is the kicker down the middle. But against Pete Sampras, you can't rely on that serve all the time.
40 love has got a game point before he serves into the ad court. Let's see what you felt was going to happen here and how things in fact turned out. Vidas' prediction suggested, again, a lot into the middle, into the body. Let's see in fact what happened. Yeah,
very close.
Well, I could sympathize a lot better with a guy that serves 96, 97 miles per hour. I have a little better idea. The other thing is sort of fairy tale land for me. 128 miles per hour. That's awesome.
That's wide. And it's game to Edberg. He's got a big lead now in the second set. Only one break to serve, though. 5 games to 2. Sampras in trouble in the second set. Edberg with a 5-2 lead. It's Sampras to serve later today here. In fact, just after the tennis, you'll be able to see Tommy Moe. You'll also see Alberto Tombo won a silver at the Olympic Games. Mark Girardelli, Kyle Rasmussen, AJ Kidd. It's World Cup skiing, the Aspen Winter National. Just as soon as our coverage here of the semi-final of the men's singles is over. Sampras won the first set 6-3. Edberg leads 5-2 in the second. This is Sampras to serve into the sun.
Big stat there, 12 of the last 14 points for Stefan Edberg. I was talking to Vidas about the fact that Pete Sampras has lost a little concentration, and he has paid the price because at this level of play, you cannot do that. Edberg's won his last 2 service games to love, and if you remember, he was about 47, 48% on first serves in the opening set.
Solid game by Sampras, and Edberg probably pretty much just gave that last point away, because what's on his mind is what he has to do here, try to win this game, because that'll give him the set. For Sampras, 62 and 64, he's been pretty consistent. But take a look how things have turned around for Edberg, your friend.
Yeah, we talked about that here. And Stefan Edberg told Vitas in the interview he's very happy if he's serving around about 70%. He was awful. He was down about 43% that first set, finished up at 48. Now, so far in this set, 75. He hasn't lost a point in his last 2 service games.
5 aces for him now. Love 2 points from winning the second set and leveling the match.